Okay, so hello again. You can say hi to everyone, and
Yes.
you can introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit who you are, what's your experience. We want to know
Yes.
you.
So hello everyone. My name is Ariel Alali, and I provide solution dropshipping for eBay dropshippers, like remove negative feedback, suspension, restriction, and all the bettings on eBay. And I want to say thanks for Barbara and Sapir to be here again. And also I hope that this webinar you will be let know more about all the things that you must know in 2020 dropshipping on eBay.
Right. So there are constantly changes all the time. Something that was relevant last year is not relevant anymore. So it's a good thing that you're here to tell us everything that is new, so we can keep up to date. So everyone knows we're during Q4 of the year, which is the busiest quarter of the year, because we have all these holidays, right? We have Halloween in like a week and a half. We have Thanksgiving and Christmas, of course, and Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all of this good stuff. So it's a very busy time of year, right? So can you tell us a little bit more from your experience? Why is it so special for dropshippers, and why is it important to take advantage of this time of year?
Yes, so first of all, as we all know, this period called Q4, and this is the strongest period in all the year about the selling and etc. And I think that this specific year, it will be more stronger than all years previous because the COVID-19. I think that this is the good things that we can to take from the COVID-19. That's all the shopping online and all the things that people buying on the physical stores will be moved now for the online, and also specific in this period about the holidays like Cyber Monday, as you already told, and Christmas and etc. It's really increase our selling and really good profit in this Q4. About the advantage that we need to to do in this period, I think they start with a lot of stores for the Christmas. If you have a one store that and you profit in a 1 month, it's about $500. When you will be at the two stores and the same products, the same method, you will be earning $1,000. And I really think that you need to build your eBay imper stores and to start to do some things that you will be more in the in your profit of the store and really specifics for this period.
So you suggest to list the same items to
Yeah.
all of your stores at the same time?
Yeah.
It's a good tip.
Yeah, it's two advantage. But the first advantage when you advertise your the same listing is when people will be looking for about if you have like shoes in your eBay store and you have one store. So when people want to buy shoes and they're looking for shoes on eBay, have a lot of listings, and you have they find you and the other dropshippers and DTC. But if you have 10 stores or 20 stores, your potential for will be buy from you this item is really more good. And also it's less work for us. I need to do the market research one time and not a lot of times.
Right. So basically what you say is they see like 20 listings of shoes, but all of those 20 listings are mine, basically. Yeah. They think it's from different sellers, but they're all mine. So it increases our chances to sell the item. Yeah, that's why I said it's a very clever tip, and I recommend you guys do it. If you know me, if you watch my webinars, you know I always say you should have more than one store. I mean, not everybody is cut up for 20 stores maybe, but at least 2 or 3 at least, right? So and in those stores, like Ariel said, you don't have to do the market research all the time. You can just take the same listings you put in one store and just put them in store number 3, and then in store number 2 and store number 3, just duplicate it across all over your store. And you can definitely do it with the SaleFreaks. Okay, you have this option in your global settings. You can allow duplicates, and this way you can upload the same item to all of your store with just a button click. Yeah, but we're not here to really speak about strategies. We're here more about talking about how to keep your accounts safe, because we just said it's a very busy time of year. The last thing you want is to get suspended or do something that doesn't allow you to work, because if you're not on eBay, you're not making profit, and it's too bad, because really this is the time to make profit. So this webinar is here for you to help you keep safe and help you maintain your stores so you can keep working. Okay, so let me ask you, Ariel, from your experience, what are the most really common mistakes that new dropshippers do? I emphasize new dropshippers because we have a lot of new users here. So,
so the most common mistake that I make with the dropshipper, it's the issue for verifying PayPal. I see it again and again, and we already talked about that in the last webinar, and I still continue to see that. It's a lot of people think that when you will be received the 4 digits code and you will be entered that on the PayPal, so you finish to verify your PayPal, and it's incorrect. And this is the big cause to first suspension. After you will receive the digits, the 4 digits of the code, and you enter that in the PayPal, your PayPal is not verified yet. You must to go to eBay and click PayPal account, and then to click about become verified on eBay. And after eBay say to you that your PayPal is verified, then you can to start selling and to do the policy and etc. But if you don't do that, a lot of time you will receive the first suspension. And also if you will remove this first suspension, after some days you will be received it again. So this is the really most common of the mistake that I see. The secondly that I see in the last some days and the last some weeks, also from some SaleFreaks member, that a lot of people cancel order because the reason out of stocks. And when you will be cancel order because the reason out of stock, you will be received automatically a defect in your account. And defect, it's really damage to your account, because when you have some defects, you can to go to below standard. We have 3 steps on eBay: below standard, above standards, and top rated. And when you will be have in a below standard, you will be paid 15 commission about any sales instead of 10 commission. It's really damage to your profit and also to your store. So I really think that it's good to be in a above standard and a top rated. So this is really the most common mistake that I see.
Yeah, let me add another point to your things about cancellations. So you're right. I mean, we are dropshippers. We don't control the inventory. I mean, sometimes the item gets out of stock before we can order it, and there's nothing to do. I mean, but if you think about it, it's not even out of stock. Maybe the price went up, and then people don't want to order it because they don't want to lose the money. But I definitely say lose the money. I mean, it's worth it.
So I recommend when you want to cancel order, and the reason that you want to cancel the order, it's because your supplier is out of stock this item. So send a message, like example, to your buyer. I have a problem, issue with your address. I have a problem with something else. Don't remember about the out of stock of the item, and then cancel the order, because the reason buyer want to cancel the order. This is the reason that we cancel the all orders. Also, if the buyer don't want to cancel the order, because if you will choose in another reason, it's or defect or a damage in another things in your account. And I really don't recommend about it.
Right. So guys, if you don't know, because we assume that you know, but let me just go over it again. If you don't know, guys, when you want to cancel an order on eBay, you have to choose a reason why you cancel the order. And then you have 3 reasons to choose from. The first reason says, I'm out of stock, like I'm the seller, out of stock, which you absolutely cannot choose this reason. Even if it's the truth, of course, because if you will, then you will get a defect. Okay, because from eBay side, you should have the inventory. You shouldn't be out of stock. That's why we usually as dropshippers, we use the 2 other reasons, which are the first one is buyer asked to cancel, and the second reason is something wrong with shipping address. Okay, so usually when we have to cancel, try not to cancel, even if it means to lose a couple of dollars I mean, order it anyway, even if the price went up, order it anyway, suck it up, the couple of dollars. But if it's really out of stock, then send a message to the buyer, right? Make him cancel the order. And when he asks to cancel the order, you can just, with a clean conscience, without lying, you can just pick the reason buyer asked to cancel, and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what? I even once I even shipped purposely, on purpose, I shipped like a different item completely. Like the item I sold was like some sort of I can't remember really, something for the kitchen, and I sent him something for the garden because he didn't reply to my message and I didn't want to cancel, so I preferred to order something else and have it return it, you know, open a return request and not cancel, don't cancel at all. Yeah, usually if your account is very new, which is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys, I see your chat, I see your questions. Don't worry, we'll cover them later on. Okay, so I want to move on to the next question. So definitely what you said, this is what causes dropshippers to get defects. They don't know really what to do. They cancel from the wrong reasons. What other reasons can cause dropshippers to get defects, or, you know, to get their account in problem?
Yeah, so for about the defect, we have two reasons that we get a defect in our account. The first reason is to cancel order because there is an out of stock. And
yeah,
the second,
what I said.
Yeah, and the second reason that you will receive the defect in your account, it's when case or return request will be closed without seller resolution. That say that your buyer open a case, item not received or return request, and you will be not, you know, close the case and did not reply to the case by partial refund, kept the return or something like this, and the case was closed after some days, and you will receive the defect. Something really important that a lot of sellers also don't know and do mistake with that. It's when you will be need to reply to the case or to the item not received, send a message to the buyer. This option of send message to the buyer, it's not considered like a reply to the case. It's only send message. And also if you choose in a send message and you say sorry or something like this, and you don't do other things like partial refund or kept the return, or some update recognizing the details and something like this, after some days the case will be closed and you will receive the defect in your account.
Right. So you guys already know that every time we have like a task that we need to do, of course eBay lets us know about it, right, in our dashboard, but they also give us a deadline. Okay, they give us a deadline, so we can't take our sweet time about it. Okay, usually you have 3 business days to provide, you know, a return label, or if it's a item not received case, 3 days to resolve it. If you fail to resolve it, then you will get a defect. Okay, so if you're right, I mean, if for example it's an item not received case and your tracking number shows that the item was delivered, okay, then you know you're covered. But if there was really something wrong with that tracking number, the package was lost during transit, then you have to pay them back. I had a VA made a mistake. I had an item not received case and there was a tracking number, but she didn't check the tracking number. She just put the tracking number again and supposedly closed the case. But if she had checked the tracking number, she would see it says that the item was lost in transit. So of course we lost the case because, okay, there's a tracking number, you know, but the package is lost. So you have to check the tracking number. I mean, don't fall over things that are little such as this, because, you know, it's shame. So don't be lazy and check it. And if you need to pay back the customer, pay back. I mean, don't be greedy.
I have one more things, really good, really the best tip that I have for return request that a lot of people don't know. It's when you have a return request, all time using the option of partial refund. Why? Because when you choose in the offer of partial refund, you can to send to your buyer about $1, $2, $5, and the etc. And the case is in his end now. and you have 30 days to respond to the case. And if you will be not respond to the case about kept the partial refund or cancel the partial refund, reject the partial refund, so the case will be closed and you will be winning in the return request, and the case, the funds will be removed from all, and you will be winning in the case, and the buyer cannot leave a negative feedback or something like this. And it's really good things to do with the return request instead of send a label and to return the item for Amazon or AliExpress and something like this. And it's really good solution.
Right. Actually, you taught me that, so thank you. Because I usually always, I would go and provide a shipping label, but actually it's pretty genius if you think about it, because you can always offer a partial refund. And, sometimes people are willing to accept it, because sometimes unless if the damage is really like you can't use the product, they would say they don't want the partial refund, and they would ask for a return label. But sometimes if it's something small, then people are willing to accept the couple of dollars you offer them, and this way you break even, you don't lose the money over this transaction.
And you say,
yeah, but even when you offer a partial refund, guys, then what Ariel is trying to say is that the ball is in the customer's hands now, so he can take all the time that he wants until he replies to it, or it's been 30 days and then it just cancels on its own, and then we get the funds back. So you can always use this strategy. I use it and it works very well. And this way you don't have to, to deal with return labels, which is for Amazon, maybe it's easy for Amazon, but for all other suppliers, it's a pain in the ass, really.
Yeah. Also,
okay.
Sorry, Ariel, we didn't hear you.
Yeah, 1 minute. I want to say one more thing, please.
Yeah.
So also about when you accept the return, and you accept the return and send the label to your buyer, to the buyer some days to ship for you the item again, to return the item. And if about something like 5 days, your buyer not return the item, you can, to chat with eBay, send a message, and they will be closed the return. And also will be closed the return and winning it. So also this is something that you need to use it.
Right, guys. So basically you should, just keep a track on it. So if you see a buyer asked to return an item, okay, and even if you gave him a shipping label and he doesn't use it, then go ask eBay to close the case. Okay, don't leave it just open like this. You definitely can, okay, because like we as sellers have a deadline, buyers have a deadline too. So if they don't take advantage of the label that you gave them, you can definitely ask them, eBay, to close the case. Yeah. Great. So supposedly when dropshippers get defects, why do you think dropshippers are so afraid to try to solve it themselves? I mean, there are a lot of people like yourself and a lot of people, of course, in the community who offer services for people. So what do you think people are afraid or avoid doing it themselves?
Yeah, I think it's two things. The one thing, it's about fear. Some of the people was saying that will be called to eBay or chat with eBay, and eBay will ask them about what are your business model and what you sell, and are you dropshippers, and they will say something odd. So immediately after the conversation, your account will be suspended, and it's really big wrong. So you can call eBay to talk with them, and it will be okay. And the second thing is about inexperience. People don't know what to say and how to say. And the three things, it's about waste time. Some of the dropshippers have operation about 20 stores, 30 stores, 15 stores, and they don't have time to call eBay and to talk about increasing limit that you can to pay to another people, and to say that about $10, and you waste instead of waste your time.
But they definitely can. I mean,
yeah,
people can do it alone.
Yeah, everyone can to do that. The two things that you need, it's good English, and if I can, so I believe you also can. And the two things, the two things, the second things, it's about confidence, to know what to say and to say it's, and know about to start to say all clearly and to know what to say, and that's it.
Yeah. So you're saying that if you call them, they don't ask about your business model.
Yeah.
Or do they?
They asked about your business model, but you don't must to say that you are a dropshipper. You can to say, I have a warehouse, I have a big warehouse, and they ship the item from my warehouse. A lot of online shopping and a lot of online stores like Shopify and etc. Work like with this model of dropshipping, but not a regular dropshipping. Every one supplier, private supplier, that's every warehouse. I also do that in one of my store. I have a one private supplier that's every warehouse in USA, in New Jersey, and I work only with this item, some of variations, some of models and colors, and about Excel table and all the orders here. I don't need to do regular drop shipping and to go Amazon and to upload 1,000 listings or item in a bulk. I can to do some market research and to find my private supplier and to talk with him about discount and shipping more goods like FedEx or USPS or DHL or something like this, and to work like this. And when I call to eBay, I can to say that I work with one private supplier. I have a warehouse. I go to, if I work like with China suppliers, so I can to say to see of eBay that it's safety and all was good. So like I go to China sometimes in a year and I know my supplier. I talk with him like my wife sometimes in a day, and we are good relationships, and that's it.
Okay, right. So even if they ask about what is your business model, obviously you don't admit you're doing drop shipping. Although, guys, drop shipping is allowed, right? If you read the drop shipping policy of eBay, it's allowed to do drop shipping. It's just not allowed to do it from retailers, right? So yeah, I wouldn't admit I do drop shipping from Amazon, but I can say I do drop shipping from a private supplier, right? So you can definitely say you have a private supplier. If they ask you who is your private supplier, just go to AliExpress and take one like a name of a random store on AliExpress. You can tell them that's the name of my supplier. He's a Chinese supplier. He has warehouses in a couple places in the world, and that's it. I mean, it's not difficult.
Yeah, you can also say that you live in Israel or in United States, UK, and etc. And I am the owner of warehouse in China or Europe or USA or something like this. I don't must to work with supplier. This is my owner warehouse, and I have in Chinese or in USA employee.
Right. Yeah. Just say it with confidence, and you'll be okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not an interrogation. It's not the FBI. They're not trying to. I mean, you're calling about for example, if you're calling about I don't know, a problem you have with your account, or you want them to close a case like the return we just talked about, then the focus of the conversation is not about your business model. The focus of the conversation is your problem, what you need from them. So they ask a couple of questions and they move on. It's not an FBI interrogation. They don't care. Don't forget, most of the time you're talking with I don't know, people from the Philippines, or they're getting their $2 an hour and they don't care. So just give them a satisfying answer and move on. Right. So Ariel and I, when we made this webinar, we thought about making it as practical as possible for you guys. So I asked Ariel if he could share his screen and really show us how he does it. I mean, when people turn to him and ask him, please raise my limits, or please remove negative feedbacks, how does he do it? Okay, so he was very kind and agreed to show us how he does it. So Ariel, if you mind to share your screen and show us how do you get to the chat?
1 minute.
יש לך למטה כזה share screen בירוק.
Okay. Yeah, but it's also disabled participants screen sharing. את צריכה לסיים את השיתוף מסך אצלך.
רגע, אני לא בשיתוף מסך. רגע.
נשלח לך מה זה כותב לי.
אני חושבת שזה נותן לך... Guys, one second, we just need to arrange Ariel permissions to share his screen. I think Barbara is here with us, and I'll ask her to give him permissions.
ברברה אומרת לי שיש אנשים שהם מנסים להיכנס.
כן, אני אשאר אותם. Okay. אוקיי, תנסה.
כן, עובד, סבבה.
יופי.
So everyone,
Okay.
do you see my screen?
כן, we see it.
Yes, so the first practice that I want to show to everyone is how to open new account on eBay without receive the first suspension, and really, you know, all the things that we talk also this webinar and the last webinar. So this is a document that I will prepare for you. So the 10 steps to opening an account correctly. So we will be move about all the steps. So the first is open an eBay and PayPal account, and new IP and new details. This is really simple. The secondly, it's verify the PayPal account by 4 digits, as we already talked. 3, link the PayPal account to eBay. Some of the people already start to buy item and to get feedback in this step, but we need to do that after only in the 5. So link the PayPal account to eBay. Verify your PayPal account on eBay, as we talked. Right. 5, start buying some products to get feedback and cookies. 6, become a recognized account. It's selling an account and start to say the policy. 7, raise some products from your own, you know, to list on some used items from your own. 8, call to raise the limits. 9, delete the products from home. And 10, start drop shipping products. And why I say this for less steps, it's because also if you will receive the first suspension in this step or this step, when you will call to eBay to remove the first suspension and they will ask you what are your model business or something like this, it will be really more easy to remove the first suspension, because what you only do is to sell some used item from your own, and it's really simple to remove the first suspension. And after that, you remove the first suspension, you can to start the drop shipping and etc. So right. This is the three things.
Actually, it's not even like actually selling the products from your home, just list them. Okay, so after you call to raise the limits and you delete the products from home, that's when I would connect the store to SaleFreaks, and like Ariel said, start the drop shipping process.
Yeah, so this is the first thing about how to open a new account. So the next things that I want to show you is how to increase selling limit. So I will be sharing with everyone the link for the eBay UK chat. It's not matter if you have a US account, Australian account, or Canadian account. You can to use in UK chat to every account. So 1 minute, I will share that in a chat. I will send you the link. Okay, sent. And you enter to the link and you go down and you have a 3 option: call us, chat with us, and email us. About increased selling limit, I recommend to use in a chat. You click about the chat, connect to your account, 1 minute, connect to your account, and then you will be online chat with the representative from eBay. They will ask you what your full name, zip code, phone number, email, and some details about to verify your account and to know who are you. And then you will tell them, I want to increase my selling limit. They will ask you about what you want to sell, how about your ending time, how much time take to your items to delivery, and etc. You will be answered the all questions, and then they will check your account and will increase your selling limit. It's really, really simple, and you really can't do it. So try that. About the one more thing, it's about negative feedbacks. So also, if we have the best customer service in the world, we will receive the negative feedbacks. Everyone get the negative feedbacks, but have some things that we can to do to will be more easy to remove the negative feedbacks when we get them. So if we have a good customer service, and when you will be received, before you will be received the negative feedbacks, you was offered to your buyer a replacing for the item or a refund or partial refund or something like this. After your buyer remove for you negative feedback, it will be really easy to call eBay and to remove the negative feedback, because you was do the all things that you can to do instead of receive the negative feedbacks. But if you do that, so you can to call eBay and remove the negative feedbacks. But if you don't do that and you don't reply to the message or don't do anything about replacing, partial refund, please open a case or something like this, when you call eBay, so you tell you why you don't reply to the message, why you don't offer a replacing or something like this. And this is the 3 steps about new accounts, limits, and negative feedbacks. So that's it.
So you're saying to basically try to give a good customer service, really to try to really solve the problem. But if the buyer ignores you, at least you have a proof and evidence that you tried from your side, you tried. And then when you call eBay, they see you tried, because all the correspondence between you and the buyer is recorded in eBay. They can see the messages system. And if you try to give a good customer service and the buyer ignores you and gives you a negative feedback, at least you can call eBay or in the chat, but we can call them and ask them to remove the feedback because you tried.
Yeah.
But what Ariel is saying here, that you have to try. I mean, you can't ignore the buyer's messages, because otherwise you'll try to call and eBay will see you haven't tried to solve it. Yeah. So Ariel, tell us, for us who are not American, like you and me, when we need to call to eBay, how do we do it?
Yes, so when you call eBay in this period, have another phone number. So I will show it to you after the conversation, after the webinar, the new phone number of eBay that will be available. And when you do that with Skype, because when you use it with the Skype, it's a free conversation with eBay. And about the limits and first suspension and negative feedbacks, and have some things that you need to know. Selling limit, increased selling limit, I recommend to do that as I already told, it's a chat, it's really simple and you can do it. But about the first suspension or another thing that you want to do, basically it's first suspension, it's really important to do that only in a call, not in a chat. Why? Because when you do first suspension, you try to remove first suspension in a chat, or you try to remove a defect or a negative feedback in a chat. After your conversation and you cannot success to remove anything, there will be note to the next representative. This guy already tried to remove the negative feedbacks, but we reject him. And the next representative tell you, listen, you already tried to do that, so we reject it immediately. So when you do that in a call, there is no and not, and so you can to try sometimes until you will remove it. So it's really important tip about call and chats.
Right. Although I think it really depends on the representative. I think I had a case where I tried to call eBay. Really, I couldn't get what I wanted. They didn't agree. So I hung up and called again. And the representative told me, you just called and they said no. And that was a surprise, because I know that usually in phone calls, they don't document what happened. I mean, just in the chat. Maybe it was a glitch, I don't know. But guys, you should know that Ariel is right. And usually there is no documentation of your conversation with eBay when you call them. So if it's a big deal, try to call them instead of writing to them. This way, if you don't get your way, you can hang up the phone and call again. And maybe the next representative will be nicer and will give you what you need.
Yeah, also in the chats, so the answer of the representative is automatically messaged. So when you say, I want to remove the first suspension, they will be received after 1 second message about 10
Yeah. I mean, you open the chat, you find yourself like 15 minutes just waiting, like talking with a bot, just waiting for a person to talk to you. It's and then when the representative comes up, it's another 15 minutes, so it's very annoying. So yeah, better just to call it. It goes faster. Yeah. Okay, just a couple more questions, and we'll move on, guys, to your questions. So like you probably know, and everyone knows, a couple of months ago, I think it was already 3 months ago, there was a huge wave of flagging. A lot of people got flagged. This is why SaleFreaks started creating their own tracking numbers for Amazon orders. But you know, people are stuck with flagged accounts, right? I had 20 accounts and all of them got flagged. So you know, I still want to keep them. I wouldn't. I put so much effort into them. So you know, would you give us any tips on how to handle a flagged account if there are people here with flagged accounts and they want to keep them?
Yeah, so I have two models or methods to how to work correctly with the flag accounts. So if you want to continue work with your supplier, that's Amazon, so the method is, say, to start to upload the items like a bulk. If you have a 100 items or 1,000 items, when you have a flag account, after the flagging, you will be needed to upload about 10,000 listings to will be receive the same, you know, the same sales that he was. And it's really, I really seen its work, and it's really received more sales. But another method that I already tried with some customer, that's after you work with supplier like Amazon and you want to pass to another supplier like Chinese supplier, AliExpress, and something like this, what I recommend to do that, and I really see in my customers' accounts, that's after you receive the flagging, start to remove listings slowly, about 10-15 listings every day, until you will be received 0 listing in your account. Let your account about some days will be with have 0 listings. There is no any listing, don't do anything. And after some days, start to, you know, to do policy like with your supplier and pass to the another supplier and pass to start to upload items with, you know, another supplier. I really think it's work. I see that in a lot of account, and it's really good method like account. And also I recommend to use if you use in a monitor, so to use in non-NPI monitor, I think it's really helpful.
Yeah. So just remove all your items and just let the account rest for a couple of days and then upload new items.
Yeah, every day remove some listings and it will be good.
Yeah, guys. So if you have already an account that is flagged, then now you know how to work with it. The answer is bulk. Okay, bulk listing. You can definitely use the locator for this. Okay, you can use speed search, scan entire URLs, and just upload you know, thousands of items a day. But you can also, in the meantime, open a new account like Ariel just explained here. Okay, and start working again, you know, from scratch, start building it again so it's not flagged. Do the verification of the PayPal, like Ariel said, and you should be okay. Yeah, so Ariel, do you think really for most problems, can people do it on their own, or do they have to turn to a professional for help?
Yeah, so have some things that you can to do alone, and have 1 or 2 things that I recommend to use with a provider, like a service provider like me or another someone. About the selling limits, negative feedbacks, and defects, this is the simple things that you can to do alone. You, as we already talked about what to say and how to say in DTC. But about big suspension or restriction like MC011, I really recommend to use in professional man that can help you, because you must know that when you will be trying to open MC011, it's not like a negative feedback that if you cannot successful in this time, you will begin to use in another time in a professional man, and to remove that. If you try 1 time to remove MC011 alone and eBay reject your request, your account suspension indefinitely. So if your account is
So
really
you have only one
for
shot.
you, yeah, and also have a lot of small things that a lot of people don't know how to deal with MC011. A lot of people send the documents when they have some cases to return open, and then you send your documents when you have a cases to return. Also, your documents will be rejected and your account will be suspension indefinitely. So it's really small things that you can't, go and to shut down the car is really small things that you don't know. So, the MC011 or another suspension, it's about 100, the cost in the show in the market, the cost is $100, $200. Account in a 1 month, a profit about some hundred, if not some $1,000 profit. So I really think it's worth it.
Right, it's worth it. I mean, paying $100, $200, and in return get your account back, an account that makes you hundreds or thousands of dollars a month is totally worth the price.
Yeah.
And also, sorry.
So also one more thing is also after MC011 or another suspension, I think from my experience that your account will be more stronger. If you receive the MC011 in this month, I think you will be about 6 months, you will be safe and you can to sell more, and it's really worth it to use in professional.
So why don't you give us your prices? I mean, you're here to help, and you said there are services that people can do alone. So why won't you tell us first about the course that you made for SaleFreaks users?
Yeah. So one thing is really important for you, SaleFreaks member, and anything in a dropshipping. So after some years that I provide a service in the community, increase selling limit, feedbacks, defects, suspension, vero, and the etc., all the bad things that we talked. So I am Ilya Rosman. Some of the people already also know him. So we will be in the next week, will be upload our course, the first course in the world that will be learning you how to do all things alone and don't need to pay to another provider service or something like this. The whole service, limits, feedbacks, defects, vero, MC011, suspension, restriction, all things in a one place and a really cheapest price. The price it's about one service that will be taken in another provide service, and also will be a good price for SaleFreaks members, of course.
That's excellent, guys. So Ariel and his partner are making a course for you and of course other dropshippers, but you guys will get it in a special price, which is a course that really explains how to do it on your own, how to talk to eBay, how to answer their questions, how to raise your limits, how to remove defects, how to remove negative feedbacks, all of this good stuff, because you find yourself paying $20 here, $30 there per account, and you have a couple of accounts, and then you just spend the hundreds of dollars for nothing. You can just do it yourself. So if you're not sure how to do it, hang tight a couple of days. We'll release more details about Ariel's course, and you can really enjoy it with a big discount. So why don't we answer some questions? Let's read some questions from the chat. So what do you actually do to increase your sellers' ratings? I think refers to feedbacks. I mean, what do you do to raise your to increase feedbacks. Your seller feedbacks?
Yeah. So if you talk about a new accounts and you want to raise your feedbacks, I recommend to buy some cheapest items, like go to eBay and in the search put about I don't know circle or pepper and something like this, and buy some items about $1.50 and something like this, and all items that you will be buy, send a message to the buyer, hello, I buy from you this item and I'm really happy if you can to leave me a positive feedback, have a perfect day, and after some days you will be received the 5-10 feedbacks. It will be really good to start.
So just purchase very cheap products. And make sure you purchase them from sellers who have like 6 digits of feedbacks. Like they are big sellers. Don't purchase items from people who have 20 feedbacks. No, because they won't leave you a feedback in return. Buy from very big sellers, and this way you'll get feedbacks like as a buyer, but it doesn't matter because your account will still show. It will still show in your account nonetheless. So, and of course, when people start buying from you, you should leave them feedbacks, and they reciprocate. If they see you leave them a feedback, they will leave you a feedback. So it works for me. Let's see more questions. Are you going to upload this to Facebook or YouTube? Yes, we said so. Do I need a new USA phone number for PayPal and eBay?
Yes, so this is really important things. All the details in a new account must be new. The email,
right,
the name, the address, the zip code, the phone number, all the things new, because if you will use in the same phone number that you already use in another account, your account will be linked, and you don't want your account will be linked. This is the the high cost of service.
Right. But I should say it shouldn't be like a USA number. I mean, if you're from the USA and your account is American, yes, USA number. But for example, we are from Israel. When I create an Israeli account, I use an Israeli SIM card. Yeah. Yeah, each one should use their own SIM card from their own country. Okay. But yeah, you should definitely get a new number when you get a new account. How do you verify PayPal for stealth accounts?
Yes, so about stealth account and PayPal, it's something that we don't need to talk about. Have some people that do documents like ID and etc for a PayPal or eBay stealth. I recommend to use in really, your friend, your wife, your son, your any people that's really
a real identity.
Real people, and it's really more easy. You have a lot of people, you don't need. Also, if you have a 20 store, I have a 20 store, and all the store, it's really people. It's not a stealth account. And also, you don't want to go and you will be have a $5,000 in your PayPal, and they will ask you ID, and you will be get documents from any people. You will be try to verify it, and your PayPal will be blocked to 6 months. It's really bad things.
We have someone in SaleFreaks that has a friend, or I don't know, someone from the kibbutz, whatever. That person also is a dropshipper, I think, and he needed real identities for PayPal. So he just went on the neighborhood and knocked on people's doors, on his neighbors' doors, and he offered them money in return for a picture of their ID, and of course a permission to use their ID. So you can make a service out of it. Just rent your ID number, in exchange for people who need your identity. But you can just use friends and family, guys. And I know Ariel doesn't agree with me, but I use multiple PayPal accounts on my identity. The reason Ariel doesn't agree with me on this is because if something could happen to one of my PayPals, and then potentially it could hurt my other PayPals. But so far nothing happened, and again I had 20 accounts, so it's up to you. So you can make 20 PayPals on your name, or you can make 20 PayPals from your families and friends.
You can take 5 people and any people some PayPal. It's more safe from 20 PayPal about your name.
Yeah. I mean, you can if you have a business account. I know you don't like it because you're afraid that if something happens to one PayPal account, then it can hurt the other PayPal accounts. I didn't encounter it, but I understand the risks. I mean, it's not as bad as eBay. For example, if you have 20 linked eBay accounts and something happens to one of them, by the end of the day, all of the other ones will fall like domino. I don't think it happens with PayPal, but it didn't happen to me, so I can't say from experience. So just leave it this way, you guys. We gave you the options, and you can do whatever you want. Somebody commented here, you can get a SIM in a mobile phone. So that's what we said. We buy SIM cards, and that's it. when you try to verify PayPal on eBay, it takes you to PayPal and asks you for bank account and create a debit contract. I didn't really understand the question, but I think that your PayPal is just not, you need to connect a credit card or a debit card to your PayPal first, apply for a secret code, 4-digit code, and only then connect it to eBay. So if you try to connect PayPal to eBay and they ask you to add a bank account, it's because your PayPal is not verified.
Yeah.
I mean, from PayPal, you need to verify it in PayPal first. Is it possible to add one keyword to all my titles? Why should you add one keyword to all of your titles? Every product is different. Guys, ask relevant questions. When starting a new eBay store, should you start with a personal or a business account? Actually, I don't think it matters, right, Ariel?
Yeah, it's every some change between a personal account and business account. I recommend to use in a personal account and have advantage in the both of side. I will tell you. If you have a personal account and you will be asked for an increased selling limit, when you have a personal account, from 10 limits, you will be increased for 100. This is the best in a personal account, or 200. But if you have a business account and you have the 10 items in the start, when you will be asked to increase your selling limit, they can to increase you 1,000, 10,000, something like this. Really? But when you will be received MC011 or will be needed to verify your account by eBay to send the documents, take care that you will be need to send documents of business account, like in Israel it's say Osek Moshe, Osek Patur. I don't know how to say that in English, but
like EIN numbers and all of this. Yeah, EIN number. Yeah. So again, you have to consider. I mean, I would definitely go for personal, and if it's just a matter of increasing limits, then I would ask again. I mean, it's not that bad.
Yeah, and also
so I would.
Yeah, you can to open it personal, and after some days, if you need things, you can to change it to business, replace.
Right. There's a second part to this question. Also, if you've been flagged, do you still not admit to eBay that you're dropshipping? Of course, we will never admit it. Never, never, never. Okay. Never. Does eBay and PayPal stealth still work in the USA? All of my stealth had to migrate to manage payments. Right. I totally forgot about it, guys, because it's only in the United States right now. But yeah, if you have American eBay account, then you need to you can't link it to PayPal. You have to provide a bank account. You can use a Pioneer bank accounts, right? And let us know if it works, because we want to know as well. Or Ariel, tell me what you think. People have approached me and asked if they can buy from me Israeli accounts, even though they are American, but they try to buy a non-American eBay account, so they don't need to link it to the managed payments. Yeah, you can do it. I mean, just go for Pioneer, guys. You should, in the managed payment thing, you need to provide an American bank account, and if you have a Pioneer account, you can create multiple American bank accounts through Pioneer. So just go for this, and I think it will work. This is what we're counting on, because we all have stealth accounts, and yeah. How do you increase sales on bulk account with Amazon? I have 10,000 listings, but the sales are not enough to cover the subscription cost. Depends what you're selling. What do you think, Ariel? He claims he have 10,000 items, but it doesn't make enough sales.
Yeah, so I think it depends also on your market research. You need to research the niche. You can to use in a Google Trends or something like this that can help you to know what to sell. You know, I can to go to Amazon and to upload about million products to eBay, but I will sell only $5 in a month. You need to know what to sell and to see what your competitor sells, what the prices, what the shipping method, and etc. It's a big question that we need to set to see
Yeah.
in our eyes.
Yeah, we need to break it
No.
into segments. So for example, if you sell irrelevant products that nobody buys, it doesn't matter that you have 10,000 listings, nobody interested in those products. If you put your profit margins too high, that's also not good because your account is flagged as it is. You can't afford yourself put a higher price. You have to lower it because the strategy with bulk listings is volume. So you make a small profit of each sale, but you make a lot of sales, and this way you make the total profit. This is the way to work with flagged accounts. If I'm using my friend's name on PayPal, eventually, how do I pay taxes if it's not under my name? This is one of the reasons I like to use my own name and open 20 PayPals on my name. I'm not really sure how to go about it. I would definitely consult an accountant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I work with another name in my account, and you know, my רואה חשבון consult accountant say to me,
Accountant,
it's okay
yeah.
if you admit about the money and you pay the taxes to
Yeah.
your country about the money, so it's not matter what is the name.
Yeah. So
like you have
yeah,
a profile Facebook's profiles of another a lot of names. This is PayPal. Then what is matter? It's the money. What you do with the money. And when you transfer your funds from PayPal to your account, and then your bank ask about the money, so you tell them I pay the tax about it.
Right. So you definitely you're accountable. It doesn't matter that the PayPal is on somebody else's name. You take the accountability. You declare on the profits. You pay the taxes, and then it doesn't matter. But just to be sure, I would consult an accountant. I was asking about the seller level, how to keep above average, give a good customer service.
No, all customer service about about the below standard, above standard, top rated. You know, to pass to below standard, it's only about defects. You need to
right.
to avoid with the defects and use with the tips that I am Sapir already talk about the return case, to use in a partial refund, not to use in the send message to the buyer, and to avoid the defects, and you will be keep and above standard.
Right. Christmas doesn't say anything, just Christmas. Yeah, Christmas soon. Okay. eBay. Somebody says eBay business account gave me 10,000 limit on day one. Good for you, man. Good for you. Yeah. Good for you. Sergio, if you have any questions about SaleFreaks, write to me in private, okay? Because I don't want to stall on it right now, because we're not talking about specific about SaleFreaks right now. Okay, so business account needs some sort of paperwork. No, I mean, when you open an eBay account, if you go to account settings, you have like your personal details, like write your name, your password, and you have like status. So it's the default is in the individual. You can just click on it and make it a business. You don't need anything else. Alex says, can I please add you as a friend? I don't know if you refer to me or Ariel, but yeah, go ahead. Okay, so this is all the questions that we have for today.
Yeah, Barbara said to remove the mute from the microphone that people can ask.
Okay, just 1 second. Okay, guys, I just gave you permissions to unmute yourselves. So just unmute yourselves because you're a lot. And if I will do it one by one, it will take me forever. Okay. Guys, as I said, you can unmute yourself right now. So if anyone has a questions, you can unmute yourself and ask the questions. Anyone? Any volunteers? I did, right? You guys, if you can't unmute yourself, just write in the chat so I know. There we are. I think I heard someone. No mic. Guys, I'll ask again, okay? If you have any questions, try to unmute yourself. You should be able to. Okay, and tell me if you're not successful. Okay, so great. If you have any question, you can unmute yourself. Okay, so it's already too late, so we'll give it 10 more minutes. So go ahead, guys.
Hey, hello.
Hello, Alex, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Fine, thank you.
Good. Thank you for the knowledge. It's really awesome. I really appreciate it.
Sure thing.
One question I would have is, when are you going to release the course? Like, in how long and how much is it going to cost?
Yes, so now I am in the area, start to recording the lessons, you know, about any part of the course will be about lesson about limits, lesson about defects, and we start to record the all lessons. And I think in the next week we'll be start, you know, to sell the course, and we'll be know about it. I will be know to Barbara or Sapir, and they will be know to you.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you.
We want to give you the best deal possible, so we need to discuss the price, but don't worry, because when we have the details, you will get the details. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Awesome. I didn't know that I'm going to be in the course. I didn't know that I'm going to be in the Zoom here. If I knew, I should have just written down some questions, because now I don't know what to ask.
Well, if you've been here, you heard us talking. Of course, if you have any question, you can go ahead and ask.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'll rewatch the video when you guys upload it.
Yeah, they're going to be recording, and I'm going to upload it to both to Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah, one more thing, Sapir. So have also already special offer to SaleFreaks member, only for SaleFreaks member. We talk about the stores that we want to, you know, encourage our stores, and we have more stores instead of 1 or 2. So now we sell stores, unlimited stores, UK account with a guarantee for a first suspension, only for SaleFreaks member for $165. And so this is who want that. I will leave my number in the chat, and you can to send me a message. So
well, that's awesome, you guys. If you we talked about American people that are looking for non-American accounts. There you have it, UK accounts. Yeah, that's great. That's a great price also, with a guarantee for first suspension. Even if you get suspended, guys, you don't have to do it on your own. Yeah, so just contact Ariel and he will tell you, he will give you more details. Guys, any more questions? Because we want to wrap it up. Everybody's shy today. Okay, so I think we can confidently wrap it up for today. And Ariel, I want to really thank you. Every time that you're here with us is a delight. Thank you.
Thanks again. I'm really happy
of course,
to be here.
Yeah, we're happy you're here too, because when you're here, you always give very useful tips and information. So we appreciate it.
Thanks, and I wish all successfully, and I hope that the knowledge will help you and will be Q4 happy for everyone.
Happy Q4 for all of us. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guys, have a great rest of the day. Ariel, toda.
Bye, Little.
Bye bye.